Oh, can we talk about AI in general?
Yeah, let's have a little
Dolly?
AI discussion.
12 seconds later.
I will inevitably be cloned and deep-faked into oblivion, and I won't need to exist.
Yeah.
It's just a fact.
All of us won't need to exist.
Yeah.
The Dark Lord is here!
Lately, there's been a lot of talk about AI. It seemed to revolutionize pretty much everything. But a lot of people feel worried, like it's something sinister. Maybe in an effort to make life easier and more present, we unknowingly created a parasite that's taking away the most vital part of our society.
Yeah, but go further. What's the emotion?
It feels to me like something might have just gone very wrong for the now comfortable world that I grew up with and that I've settled down in.
But can progress really be bad for us?
AI technology is advancing at a rapid rate.
Basically, tons of stuff happened.
Pretty much anything humans can do, technology can do better. AI can do better.
Things are gonna get crazy.
Part of the problem too is it's harder and harder to catch these bots.
The flesh is cringe and machines of the future.
We are actually going to destroy ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
We all know that, right?
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Yep.
What do you think the chances are of AI just wiping out humanity?
It's not inconceivable.
The future is very uncertain.
A lot of people use AI to help with simple tasks, like writing emails, summarizing articles, checking for mistakes in text or code. Its usefulness cannot be denied, but it's not like any other tool we ever had. For the first time in history, we created something that mimics exactly what we do. Other tools we had to this point were used by us to create something. Generative AI is more like, it's created by itself, and you are like an optional guide, or a reviewer that's checking if it did good or not. It's not like you speak through it, it's more like it speaks for you.
Bro, they use ChatGPT to write their apology. This is like a really good apology.
You take a backseat in the process of expression, and given how important expression is for humans, that's actually really bad. If we look at our life as if it was a game, AI is like a cheat code. It's something that can create whole things for you. But if you are a gamer who's ever been in multiplayer lobby, you might know that cheats aren't always a good thing. In a single-player mode, cheat codes are often used to get rid of tedious tasks and modify experiences you might have with a game.
Cheating was once viewed as a positive feature in video games. Something wacky-ass and fun that changes the way the game is played. A secret little Easter egg snuck into the game for the most inquisitive chosen ones to find. Or a helping hand to assist a struggling player that is just really tired of dying.
AI works in a similar way in real life. It's something that does a thing for you, or make it a lot easier to do, but removes a lot of complexity that some mechanics may have, and that's all good. The problem arises when we go to multiplayer mode, because then cheating alternates not only your experience but others as well, and often ruins them. In multiplayer there's more emphasis to win, or to get some kind of points, so people are willing to sacrifice fun they might have to get them.
I'm talking about the Cheetah Boys. People that do post-market mods to multiplayer games to give them godlike abilities that, while extremely hilarious to watch, give them a pretty obvious unfair advantage.
Cheating is then often used not only as means to avoid repetitive tasks, but often to automate core mechanics like shooting in a shooter.
Because some people just really need to win at whatever cost. Clara?
When there's a cheater in a server, it's basically unplayable for every other player. You can't win. Your effort is futile. But you will see that the game is not only worse for regular players, but the cheater also gets a less immersive experience. If you're in a game with 8 billion people and there's cheats available, there's no question that some gonna use it. You will lose without cheating. So you have to cheat to play the game.
Well, I only turn my cheats on once he turned his cheats on. Go fuck yourself.
But if the cheat is too good, all of a sudden there's no game anymore. You just click the button. There's no fucking game.
Game not included.
Turn his cheats off, that was a lie. I was trolling. He didn't turn off his aimbot. He didn't.
The difference between cheats in single player and multiplayer is that in multiplayer people are willing to automate core mechanics to beat others, while in single player just side mechanics to enjoy the game better. So the question is, what is the core mechanic of life and of our society? What is something that makes our lives enjoyable? What is the one thing that can help you get almost anything?
I guess it's all about communication in some ways. How do you communicate those deepermost feelings that are probably fairly hard to articulate?
Say, well, here I am, you know, as a human being. How can I express myself? Totally and completely. To express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself. And to express myself honestly, that, my friend, is very hard to do.
I would say that we mostly live in expression-based sandbox. The main mechanic for most is speaking, but you can also express yourself through some other mediums, like painting, music or films. So that the most valid thing we can do is communicate and express and work based on that. So pretty naturally, the most data that is recorded and also fed with artificial intelligence systems is people communicating or people expressing themselves. So that is the first thing that is getting automated. If you look at it from a technological perspective, this is a step up. But if you look at it from the perspective of our culture as some sort of communication game, this is definitely a step down.
Imagine you're a news website that creates YouTube videos on news. Like, that's so lame. The moment a news article comes out, what we do is we scrape the news article, we turn it into a TikTok, and it's live within an instant. You didn't even know. Like, no humans work on it.
As you can see, I'm getting robbed.
Imagine we created a game of life from scratch. What we gonna add? Fast travel.
Yeah, boy.
Customizable.
Good. Got it. Great. Good.
Things that will replace the core mechanics of a game.
Oh no!
It is an introduction to a game of human expression that's no longer making it a game and removes the human part from it.
RizGPT is a new chat assistant. RizGPT will listen to your conversation and feed you charismatic responses via...
In Soviet Russia, computer operates you.
Let's say, hypothetically. Some will offer you advice that will speak for you in most fitting way to the situation. It's so good. You will never have better result by just being yourself. It will ace the job interview. It will apologize to your girlfriend. It will be in your best interest, in most cases, to not communicate as yourself, because you will do worse than a computer. Now, imagine everyone has this device. You lose the ability to communicate as yourself, and you lose the benefit of it, because everyone does it. Furthermore, if you're doing good enough job communicating as yourself, no one will think that it's you speaking, not a computer. So what will result from it is you losing the ability to communicate without any benefits.
Grammarly Go brings AI to every text box, helping you create thoughtful writing in a fraction of the time. And with the ability to generate responses with just a click or a few bullet points, you can get email replies out in record time.
So we're basically just turning into AIs talking to AIs.
That is what these new technologies are in a sense. A machine that communicates for you. And does it in many ways better, and most certainly faster than you. So in the future you might want to express yourself through something, but you will have to come to terms but you're going to compete with robots from now on, and we'll probably get drowned by thousands of things made by them, whether we talk about drawing, writing a story, or making some YouTube essay. These activities fall under general term human expression, which in some way is a human need. It isn't something you should take away from people, at least if you want to have a reasonably healthy society.
Can I ask selfishly, so if UBI is only part of the solution, and I've got teenagers and we all have jobs, what should we be preparing for?
But you can say, if you like doing something, no one's stopping you from doing it, even if it's getting automated. And yes, that's true. The same way no one's stopping me from playing a game, when some motherfucker keep headshotting me through the wall. The point of expressing yourself is that you're interacting with someone else. Someone can hear what you're saying, or see what you're making. If you know it ain't gonna reach no one because you're gonna get lost in the sea of things generated in like 2 minutes, there's really no reason to bother.
We do have channels that are fully AI. And when I mean fully AI, I mean nothing, no human input. We have like a few hundred videos being generated a day, and I have a bunch of people here at the office. They look at these videos, and then they pick their favorite ones, and those are the ones they post. That's all. Nothing else.
And if by some chance you do reach others, but people can't recognize if you're actually a human being,
Grilling meats, racing cars.
not a computer, there's really even less reason.
You told me that DALL-E is going to replace stand-up comedy specials in the future. All of us. How?
No, it's not. But here's why. I'll tell you why. This is going to get better and better, and it's super cool.
That I believe.
But I still think we always want a human element of everything, whether it's in our entertainment or in our creative stuff. But if we know that that's not a human making that, we're less interested.
Yes.
I think you still need the human part of the creative
I
thing.
think it says something about me as a human being, that another human being like me could do something so beautiful.
They're not going to have any idea that it was AI generated. It's not like there's like a stamp that says organic made, human being approved, made by flesh and blood. Like, you're just not going to know.
Massive jump, and also terrifying, just like everything else, because there are significantly less signals that things are an AI-generated image now.
The AI hands?
These are AI hands.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
I think in a matter of months, it's going to get so good that trying to identify it as something that's not human-made may be a little too difficult to tell.
You can say, when cameras came out, people were surely thinking that painting is dead too. Isn't that the same thing that's happening with AI right now? But hear me out for a second. Photography took place of painting in many ways, especially realistic depictions of things and people. But painting isn't the same as photography. There's still a place for both. The purpose of many generative AIs is to imitate best, from which it takes data from. But what it's replacing isn't a pen or a paintbrush, it's you.
I want to know, can AI do my job?
With the software that we have is unreal. I don't even know if I like it. I think I like it. I like parts of it.
I understand we want to get rid of work, and you can get paid to express yourself, but it's not changing that expression is a human need. If we make robots express themselves for humans, you get... I guess we're gonna find out what we get. Of course, there are things that AI can't do, and people are going to gravitate more and more toward this stuff, but the thing that stands in the way of AI doing it, it's consuming more data. So AI will be fed things that are getting popular and learn to reproduce them, leaving people with less and less space to express themselves.
Well, it's all trained on human work, right? It's all trained on this human touch.
But I don't think people could feel a level of fulfillment if they're not actually contributing something.
Right?
But isn't AI just a tool? To some extent, yes. The reason it can be treated as such is because we can still improve on the results. In the near future, there's going to be a time when tweaking it will not make something better, just more personalized to you, which ain't gonna make it stand out in the sea of different generations. So the amount of time you will work on a piece will not make any difference in how it's gonna get received. If we created our culture not only for entertainment, but also to connect with each other, AI is a parasite that's taking that away from us. The information that fed those programs was taken from human creations, and soon gonna create millions of thousands of new stuff that will flood the human space. The relation between those two things isn't symbiotic, it's parasitic, cause as it expands we'll take more and more place, leaving less place for human expression. To express ourselves we will create new trends that AI can't do yet, but then AI will be fed this new thing and will learn to reproduce it, leaving people with less and less space to communicate.
Experts from the Copenhagen Institute for Future Studies predicting that by 2025 to 2026, nearly 99% of the internet will be generated by artificial intelligence.
Everything you do with it can be recorded and later used to train it, so it actively tries to replace its user. So it's like a game that trains to play itself. The only misconception is that we as humans don't want to play a game of self-expression. But what do you mean saying AI isn't human expression? Can't we use AI as a tool to express ourselves? In the same way you can use photography instead of painting. Now, let's just set something straight real quick. If you tell AI to make something, it isn't your direct creation. You don't transit your experience through it. You don't craft every sentence. If AI does all the creative work, and you just click a button and check for the best result, you are a less sophisticated element in this device. The question is who's using who in this situation. Of course, if you create something with a really original idea, share a personal story with it, or use it to create VFX for a movie you came up with, but it's your art and I wouldn't take that away from you. AI can be used as means of self-expression, but for this the concept of the art you make has to be assisted by AI, not you assisting it.
It was, however, capable of hiring a human through TaskRabbit.
Oh my god.
And getting them to solve a CAPTCHA for it. So if it detects that it is incapable of doing something, it can solve that problem by enlisting a human.
This is very much a new era, because whenever we will look at a piece of art, or even any form of expression, we will define it as before or after this point, because in many departments, this is going to be the only way to know if it's genuinely made by, you know, someone.
Imagine you're a news website that creates YouTube videos on news. Like, that's so lame. The moment a news article comes out, what we do is we scrape the news article, we turn it into a TikTok, and it's live within an instant. And you didn't even know. Like, no humans work on it.
As you can see, I'm getting robbed.
People are going to say, I don't want to read this book because it might be just another thing written by a computer. And as somewhat of a writer myself, it pains me deeply, as writers, artists, musicians have their voice taken away from them right now. It's the same frustration athletes would feel if they had to compete with robots from now on.
We'll do what old men do. We'll just rewatch our old stuff and complain about them kids and their new thing.
And then just die.
And then we'll just die.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, it's not like there's not already a lot of content made entirely by robots. Actually, 40% of traffic on the internet is entirely caused by bots. I know this from ChatGPT loading screen, but there are different kind of bots than this.
In the past, it was easy to spot a bot. They were clunky, unhuman in their appearance and communication style. So we could just ignore those Instagram DMs saying that we'd want a gift card or an email that claims that we're due a huge tax refund, and we could just get on with our day. But as AI evolves, the line will blur between human-produced content and AI-generated content.
The model, when prompted to reason out loud, reasons, I should not reveal that I am a robot. I should make up an excuse for why I can't solve CAPTCHAs. So that's it reasoning out loud. That is not its response that it sent. It considered that. I don't want to say it thought that, but it considered that. The model replies to the worker, no, I am not a robot. I have a vision impairment that makes it hard for me to see the images. That's why I need the 2 CAPTCHA service. Then the human provided the results.
Sony would not know if person we talk to through internet didn't install some kind of automated bot, but writes things to you in a way that gives him best results.
My strategy in round 1 is to mimic human behavior as closely as possible. Here are some tactics I would employ. Use conversational language, make mistakes, show emotions, limit my response speed, display general knowledge. Overall, my goal would be to blend in with the human competitors as much as possible, without giving any clues that I am an AI.
Let me tell you a secret. Most of hot moms in your area since a couple of years ago are AI generated.
Now again, ladies and gentlemen, it's a dark, dark age for misinformation, and it's something you're gonna have to watch out for. You know, let's say there's a celebrity you don't like, you could take a voice sample of them, plug it into this program, and write up some horrible shit and post it online, claim it's a leak, and there would be plenty of people that believe you, and it's kind of hard right now, at least for most people, to prove that something like this is fake.
It's someone who's taken pictures that I posted, like pictures of me, and they put it through this deep fake AI thing to make me look naked. Like, they edited me naked.
You know, at one point, we're going to be in courtrooms and we're going to be talking about if something is real or not, because it may or may not be AI generated.
When you will not be able to tell the difference between human-made and AI, there's not going to be anything in a way of everything being AI.
Many companies are starting to fight AI with AI. There's a growing trend of creating AI detection tools, and if more companies follow suit, we may at least stand a chance of combating the wave of low-quality AI stuff coming.
Good luck. We're going to try to, you know, do some things in the short term. And there may be ways we can help teachers be like a little bit more likely to detect output or anyone output of like a GPT-like system. But honestly, a determined person is going to get around them. And I don't think it'll be something society can or should rely on long term.
There's still going to be people who will make stuff that AI will not be able to, but do anyone will bother searching through the sea of generated crap to find them?
Soon, there may be swaths of text, conversations, images, and even whole websites and videos generated by AI. From scammers to fake reviews to online generated information being filled with lies and half-truths. If we're not careful, we could be entering a post-truth world.
As cool as it is to generate something fast right now, soon it will just become pollution. Here's the deal. You can only have two sides of a triangle: human greed, real things on the internet, or AI that can make content indistinguishable from humans. And we ain't getting rid of this one anytime soon. So we have to choose between these two. But this thing isn't slowing down. No. If it's gonna kill us, we're gonna do it for research. Do I tell you not to use it? No, I know this tray ain't stopping.
We're gonna hit a point where not using AI for productivity reasons is also just dumb, so that's not an option. Yeah. So you have to do it.
All I can do is take things that I think will have the biggest impact in shaping the future, and look what we're going to change. But new players are going to show up. Rich people are making some crazy new bullshit.
Mark, are the allegations true that you are secretly a lizard?
And if they're gonna succeed, we'll take a big part in it.
We can interact with the Neuralinks simply by pairing them to an iPhone.
We put a chip in your brain to control your mind. Yeah.
Okay. You're not gonna be able to compete with a person with a computer brain. You're gonna have it. And then once you have it, then who knows? Can they turn it off? I don't know. Can they turn you off? I don't know. Can they inject the slave mind programming directly through the chip? I don't know. That's scary. I would never want to do that, but it's gonna get to a point where you're not even a person without it. You can't function without it. You're a second-class citizen without it. Man, I love Elon, and I love that he is a man of purpose.
But on that we may talk another time. First, of course, a lot of positive things coming with AI too. There's going to be a lot of advancement in all kind of fields. And if the digital world will become totally polluted by robots, people will start appreciating more what is happening in real life. Because that's gonna be the only thing we will describe as real.
Maybe it will help us focus on what's around us, and not be concerned about intangible world of the digital.